comes to a head in several moments. And yesterday at the tail of the tape, both Barrera and Morales looking fit and trim in fighting style. They are ready to go. And taking a look at the tail of the tape between Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales. Barrera, 3 years older. Morales with a slight reach advantage, weight about the same, reach, big advantage for Marco Antonio Barrera. Taking a look at the rules of this bout. And this bout will be under the unified rule. 3 knockdown rule is not in effect. No standing 8 count, cannot be saved by the bell in any round. 3 judges, 10-point must system. Accidental headbutt, scorecards after 4 rounds. And we take a look at the beautiful Mandalay Bay Resorts and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, the home of this blockbuster main event between Barrera and Morales, dubbing it champion versus champion. True indeed, as we got 2 warriors going head-to-head tonight in what it seems to be one of the best matchups of the year 2000. As we hear the Mexican national anthem being played, that signals just how close we are between Barrera and Morales, going toe-to-toe, head-to-head. And you see the crowd. We had seen the crowd throughout the night filing in a very good crowd as expected, and they are excited. And listen to this crowd as they finish the Mexican national anthem. Now joining me once again is 2-time world champion Genaro Hernandez. Let's take a look at some of the really idiosyncrasies of this fight. Eric Terrible Morales, is he the classic case of a fighter who wins a championship that gets 25% better?
I believe he does. I mean, throughout the fights he gets better and better, and tonight he's going to get in there with a real good champion who I think is going to have to make him step up another notch. And we take a look at the ledger of Morales. Made 8 successful title defenses. He won his title September 97 with a TKO in 11 rounds against Daniel Zaragoza. Has made 8 defenses against such big names as Junior Jones and Wayne McCullough. On the flip side, Genaro, we have some questions. Some of the residual effect of the knockout loss that he has to Junior Jones. Marco Antonio Barrera, do you think he is over that 3 years afterwards? Well, we're going to find out tonight because, I don't believe that he's been hit with another good punch. And the power that Morales contains in both of his hands, we're going to find out tonight. We take a look at the championship records of the 2 participants. Eric Terrible Morales is 9-0 in championship fights. Barrera is 12-2 in world title bouts. There almost is no chance of one guy being intimidated over the other, is there? No, there's no intimidation right now. Like we said, there is a lot on the line tonight. They want to be recognized as the best there is in Mexico, and tonight there can be no intimidations on either part. Champion versus champion, and you take a look at that crowd, a big crowd as expected, and you can see the crowd getting very loud throughout the national anthem. The festivities have begun. Very good crowd here, put together by Top Rank. It's been a very good card. Some of the earlier action, Antonio Margarito was victorious over Sergio Martinez. We take a look at the promoter of that event, Bob Arum. Enrique Sanchez over Jesus Sarabia in 7 rounds. Pamela Barker with a draw against Terry Cruz. And now, all that's left is the crying. Eric Morales against Marco Antonio Barrera. And the walk to the ring in a fight like this, you've been there, Genaro. Describe it for us. Well, mostly, I was focused on what I had to do. Obviously, I looked for my family where they were at. Tonight, I don't know how Barrera's going to be coming in and how Morales is going to be coming in, but most likely they're going to be focused on how they're going to win this fight. In situations like this, when you're coming up to the ring, do you even notice the outside surroundings, the crowd and the atmosphere and the lights? Well, you notice it up to a certain point, and that's when you step up into the ring, and when the announcer starts announcing your name, that's it. You're blacked out. Your concentration is fully on the fight and your opponent. Well, you hear the crowd chanting. It's almost like a soccer game inside the Mandalay Bay. We talked about it. This may be boxing's version of UCLA-USC. When it comes to Mexican boxing, the winner of this has supremacy. When we take a look at the 2 fighters, do you think it's more important for Barrera to get off to a quick start as opposed to Morales, who seems to surge ahead as the fight goes along? Well, if it's going to be to the benefit of Barrera to right away attack Morales and maybe catch him off guard, then that's the best way for him to do it. But he has to be careful because, like we said before, Morales contains good power in both hands.
And you hear the music, and here comes one of the fighters.
And just listen at the crowd. Look at the electricity that's in this building right now.
And that is Marco Antonio Barrera.
And right now, all this is going to change once they see who's coming out first, because most of the people here are going for Morales.
There's no doubt about it. This is a home game, Tijuana East, if you want to call it that, for Eric Terrible Morales. And there is Barrera, the former and now current WBO champion, 12-2 in world title bouts. He won his first WBO title in March of '95 against Daniel Jimenez before being defeated twice by Junior Jones.
Well, the people seem like they're respecting the other champion anyways. Not as many boos as I thought we would hear.
Well, I think with two countrymen really going against each other, there is that built-in respect.
And there should be, because, you know, they got two great champions here. Why do they have to boo one another, you know? Why don't you just applaud the champion the way he deserves to be applauded?
And a very good applause indeed for Barrera as he enters the ring. Barrera would win the WBO title for the second time, October of 1998, with a knockout in 3 rounds over Richie Wetton. Since that point, he made 2 title defenses in '99, knocking out Paul Lloyd in 1 and winning a lackluster 12-round decision against Pastor Morin. And now entering the arena will be Eric Terrible Morales. And now listen to the crowd as they see him on the big screen.
That too, and plus because one of the cornermen of Barrera is swinging his hand around saying that they're going to drop Morales down. Now we're going to really hear an expression of how the people feel when Morales comes out.
Morales, the pride of Tijuana, Mexico, 23 years old. He won his title September of '97 after some rocky early moments, overtaking Daniel Zaragoza in 11. And you hear the music signaling the entrance of Morales.
This is a way a crowd gets real started up like this. Music like this just pumps out the people out here.
And there is Terrible Morales. His first bout in the year 2000, in a couple of minutes, he made 3 appearances in '99, knocking out Juan Carlos Ramirez in 9, Reynate Hamili in 6, and a 12-round decision over Wayne McCullough.
And what a fight to start the year, right?
Well, this is a year that's already seen Roy Jones and Mike Tyson and Johnny Caffey in action. But I think this could be said as the first legitimate big fight for fight fans. And I think at stake many things: the championship of each other, the championship of Mexico, and maybe a future bout, a big fight against Prince Naseem Hamed, currently the WBO 126-pound champion.
And the singer who's singing here is portraying the song for Terrible Morales, which he made, saying that he accomplishes what he was going to do and what he's going to do tonight, and he's an idol in TJ. But the bad thing about it was that the people here were upset because they cut him off so quick.
Well, like we said, this is definitely a home game, if you will, for Eric Terrible Morales inside the Mandalay Bay Resorts and Casino here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Finally, we have it. Both men in the ring, champion versus champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mandalay Bay Resort Casino of Las Vegas, Nevada, where tonight, Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated, in association with Corona Extra, La Cerveza Más Fina, presents HBO Boxing After Dark, the Battle of Champions, 12 rounds of boxing in the 122-pound division for the championship of the world. Sanctioned by the WBC and WBO. With the approval and sanctioning of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Dr. Elias Ghanem, Chairman. Commissioners at ringside, Dr. Luther Mack, Amy A. Yu, Lorenzo Fertitta and Glenn Carano. Executive Director Mark Ratner. Physicians in attendance are Dr. Flip Homansky, Dr. James Wishgame, Dr. Al Capana, and Dr. Jeff Davidson. The timekeepers at the bell and counting of the knockdown seconds, Al Bisick and Mike Licella. WBC President Jose Suleiman. Supervisor for the WBC, Rex Walker. WBO President and Supervisor Francisco Paco Barcarcel. The three judges at ringside who will be scoring this bout on the 10-point must system are Carol Castellano, Dwayne Ford, and Dalby Shirley. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Mitch Halpern. This bout is dedicated to the memory of Chuck Hull. And now, are we ready? Y ahora están listos. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Mandalay Bay of Las Vegas, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the red corner, wearing white, trimmed with black, and weighing in at 121 pounds. His professional record, a perfect one. 35 contests, 35 victories, including 28 knockouts, and he is consistently ranked pound for pound among the best in the world. Damas y caballeros, de la zona norte, Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, reigning and defending undefeated WBC Super Featherweight Champion of the World, Eric El Terrible Morales. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing silver trimmed with blue. He weighs in at 121.5 pounds, and he has an outstanding professional record consisting of 49 victories, including 36 by knockout with only 2 losses. Damas y caballeros de Ciudad de Mexico, Distrito Ferraro, Mexico, the 2-time world champion, the reigning and defending WBO Junior Featherweight Champion of the World, Marco Antonio Barrera.
Now there we have it, the boos.
Let's go.
Well, nothing else needs to be said now. Champion versus champion. Eric Terrible Morales, Marco Antonio Barrera. And we talked about the odds earlier, Gennaro. Went all the way up to -600, which meant that Eric Morales was a heavy favorite. It has been reported, in fact, it is a known fact that Ricardo Maldonado, the manager of Marco Antonio Barrera, put over $15,000 on his fighter.
That's how much confidence they got on their fighter. I was hearing some of the people talk that Barrera's going to go out there and weight that body.
And we begin.
And by the looks of it, there is no checking to see what plan we're going to be putting in play.
Well, you see Barrera, 2 early body shots, stepping forward. No feeling out here in round number 1.
No feeling whatsoever.
Barrera in the sequin trunks, Morales in the white and black.
Yeah, we're looking at that Morales is trying to study a little bit, but Barrera just jumping right away to work.
Barrera fighting like he's double parked. Backing up Morales with some hard shots.
And you know, one thing that Morales has to do, he just has to calm down. He just has to relax. Let Barrera come in and do what he wants to do, but at the same time, be careful.
Big left hand from Morales stands Barrera right up. Barrera with a good body shot.
And some of those shots are going down. Barrera has a good speed. He looks with the deception to come in here and win by knockout.
Some very sharp punches early on from Marco Antonio Barrera.
And we're looking at a little bit of watery eyes on the part of Eric Morales. He just got connected with a couple of good uppercuts by part of Barrera.
Well, we talked about Marco Antonio Barrera. Does he need a fast start? Well, he got one.
Why there was no hesitating to see what he was going to do. He knew what he was coming to do, and that was to come in here and try to knock Morales out. There we see Morales land a pretty good right hand. Good counter punching by part of Morales.
Heavy exchanging on the inside early on.
Wait a minute, we're looking at a little slight cut, a little bit of blood on the part of Barrera on the right eye.
But it seems to be on the lower part of the eye.
Right, but you also have to understand that even though it's down below the eye, with the punching that Morales do, he'll probably put it in the eye and disturb one little. There's a headbutt.
Most of those shots blocked by Barrera.
Good countering, good countering. Barrera working good to the body. He just got connected with a good lift and didn't phase him at all.
Two tough men standing toe to toe, hurting each other early on. Oh, there's a low blow by Morales.
But we also have to understand that Barrera was holding his head down, so when the punch was getting thrown, he pushed Barrera's head down, and that's what caused the low blow. There's a stiff jab by Barrera, which was blocked by Morales. There's a good body shots to the body by Barrera, which Morales blocked, and he countered with some good uppercuts. Morales is jumping back and forth using feints. Barrera don't know whether he's going to be attacked or not.
A spirited round number one.
And Barrera stares at Morales while he's walking back to his corner.
Everything we expected and more.
Right. I didn't expect the fight to go right away like this, the way it was, but it started quick. They're telling Morales that his dad is telling his son that, you know what, this is not what we agreed upon. You already have him cut. They're telling them to use a left uppercut. And Barrera's corner, they're telling that the cut is nothing. They're telling him to go forward. We're looking at the replay right here where he gets connected with not too clean of a shot, but he got skinned by a good left hook by Morales.
You could just really feel the velocity of the shots, even though they're not landing hard.
Right, and there was a couple of good stiff jabs by Barrera that landed on the nostrils of Morales.
After all that, we still have 11 rounds scheduled to go. Round number 2, Barrera-Morales.
It just doesn't seem like this fight is going to go the 12 rounds, the whole distance.
Well, I'm not so sure both men can keep the pace up. A very brisk round number 1.
Well, Barrera started off a little more calmer this time. I guess he was just trying to prove a point that he was going to come out here and fight in the first round. Right now, he started off with a couple of jabs.
You could just really see the focus in Barrera's eyes.
Yeah, they're both really focused and seeing how they're gonna, what is their next move. Morales, like I was trying to faking. There's a good fake right there. He should have thrown a jab, pretend he was gonna fake and throw a jab. Barrera would never expected that. And there was a good combination right there.
If you're Morales with this quick start of Barrera, you start working off the jab on the outside.
There's a good uppercut by Barrera, which landed pretty clean in the face of Morales.
And maybe that's why Morales should stick to the jab. He's getting raked over the coals pretty well on the inside by Barrera.
He is. Right there, you see, he smothers his own self. He doesn't get the distance he needs to attack pretty good. Right there at that distance, that's where Morales should be.
Good combination by Barrera.
To the inside, Barrera is very good with those left uppercuts.
The Barrera camp was insistent that they would show Erik Morales no respect, and they have been true to their promise. Those shots blocked.
Yeah. And there's a good right uppercut. It seems, I'm not too sure whether I saw a little bit of blood. Those are little blows there that the referee never said anything about.
Borderline shots by Barrera. Back up with a big right hand.
Good right hand. And another lift. You see, Morales cannot be in there doing this type of fight. Reason why, because, you know, it makes Barrera grow. Why don't you just, you know, all right, he hit me, why don't you just take your time and step back? You know, it's a 12-round fight. Let him waste his energy.
Barrera taking the fight to Morales early on.
They both expected a real tough fight, and this is what they're getting. The people expected a good fight like this, and you know, people come to see a good fight, and this is what they got. Good uppercut by Barrera, which he got the counter too by a left hook that landed on the jaw of Barrera too. Morales trying to work his way in little by little, trying to do uppercuts.
I don't think there's any doubt, though, Gennaro. Barrera has earned the respect of Morales, and that was a question coming in.
Yes, and also, I'm pretty sure that Barrera knows that Morales can take a pretty good shot because he's gotten hit several times already with good right hands. There's another good right hand by part of Morales. By Barrera. Barrera connecting a good right hand.
So many questions about Marco Antonio Barrera have been answered throughout the first two. It's early, but right now it's Barrera's fight.
Yeah, right now, you know, they're telling him to work at a distance, to box. Don't stay there and get in there close. They're telling him to breathe in. Morales trying to move away. Barrera walking forward. There's a stiff jab and a good right hand that connected real good. It didn't do anything to Morales, but he continued to walk. There's a counter punches by Morales. Barrera reaching in, he gets connected with a good right, and there's some good shots that were landed by Barrera on the face of Morales.
Gennaro, it looks like Marco Antonio Barrera is just walking down Eric Morales. Should Morales be making more use of that jab?
I think what Morales should be doing is when Barrera steps in, he should step back with a good right uppercut and step to the side with a good left uppercut.
We begin round number 3.
Yeah, we're looking at Morales. They told him to step, you know, to box, and that's what he comes out doing right now. He's using his jab. But I do believe that once Barrera throws a punch and he kind of swings it.
And there is a slip as Barrera misses a left hand. Mitch Halpern gets right back into action.
Yeah, well, once he swings and he connects to the shoulder, so I think Morales will stop again and try to prove to him that, you know what, we're going to fight and I'm not going to run.
And there you see Terrible Morales again, which has been the habit today, really smothering his own right hand. Barrera so consistent to the body.
And that's something that they said they were going to do. Try to work the body, try to take the legs away from Morales. They're telling Morales from his corner, you know what, take it easy, relax. There he gets connected with a good uppercut. See, he's reaching in. You see it, he smothers his way in. And Barrera knows that he's going to come in, so he stays with his head tucked in, and the shots don't get in very easy.
Throughout the first 2.5 rounds, it has been Marco Antonio Barrera with harder, cleaner punches on the inside.
Right there, he threw a good lift. A good stiff left jab, but he missed that left hook, trying to work it off that jab. There's some good work. You see, there's where he smothers his own self. He doesn't get his little distance right there. Marco Antonio Barrera relaxing. There's a good body shot. A good body shot.
Well, you could just feel that.
But it was partially blocked. That's why it didn't hurt Morales.
And there's a right hand to the body by Barrera.
Morales trying to bring in Barrera. Barrera likes that type of fight, so he's going to get in there. He's going to stick that head right on the shoulder. That way he won't get connected by any powerful punch by Morales. And we see right there, he smothers Morales. Morales, without him knowing, is wasting energy because Barrera is putting his pressure on. He's leaning on him. And he doesn't give any room for Morales to throw that power punch.
A lot of these shots by Morales blocked or smothered.
That's what Morales should be doing. There you go. There's some shots that you see are being low blows. There he gets connected, but he also counter punches very good right there.
Here comes Barrera. Cleaner shots on the inside.
Morales trying to use the side steps, trying to move away, trying not to get. And there he's getting connected without. You see, he's using there is a punch that he should be using right there. Just there you go, right there. Just step back, side to side, move.
Toe-to-toe action. Barrera and Morales giving and taking, backing and forthing.
There's a good left uppercut by Morales. He's trying to reach in there, but he missed. He didn't throw the punch out because he saw Barrera getting ready to block that punch.
Gennaro, Barrera is not fighting like a 6-1 underdog.
No, he's not. He's fighting like if he's in well control into this fight, Morales, on the other hand, he seems to be having a little bit of trouble trying to connect some good punches. They're trying him to throw more punches, but a lot quicker. They're telling Morales not to bounce around so much. Get your distance, but don't bounce around so much.
And Barrera looks very composed in his corner. We take a look at some of the action from round number 3.
Here we see Morales moving, sidestepping, a couple of shots, you know, hitting the borderline. There's some uppercuts on behalf of Morales. On the other angle, we see Morales again feigning, throwing some good shots, partially blocked by Barrera. There's some punches that might have got in, but very few got in. There's the one right there, a right uppercut that landed pretty good.
I'd say throughout the first 3 rounds, the cleaner punching has been done by Barrera.
Barrera, yes.
We begin round number 4, and you sense that maybe Eric Morales is a little bit stunned by the fury of Marco Antonio Barrera?
I don't think he's stunned. I think what he's trying to do, he's trying to find out how he can connect some good shots. Barrera has a good defense. There's a shot right there that Barrera threw, but he missed, and he was countered. Didn't connect too solid, but Morales did connect quite a little punch in.
Now you see a more aggressive Morales.
There's a good right hand. A good right hand.
And Morales slips down as he tries to pin Barrera up along the ropes.
The reason what happened there was that Morales was so busy trying to use his footstep that when Barrera bounced off the ropes, he crashed, and Morales didn't have the footing and he fell. There's a good sidestep with a good left uppercut. It was a minor little touch, but you know, it connected. They're telling Morales over here in the corner to try to throw the right hand a little bit more. There's a good left uppercut.
And you see Barrera pulling down on the head of Morales, really just trying to steadily wear out Morales.
Yeah, but with the experience that he got, he's making Morales pay for the miss, and that's by him pulling him down. Morales moving, sidestepping. Good right hand by Barrera, and a good overhand right.
And he backs up
Morales. Morales not knowing what he has to do to get Barrera off from him. There's some good body work right there by Barrera. Morales against the ropes, using some uppercuts. No shots really getting cleaned in. There's one right there that was partially blocked. Morales throwing overhand right that was blocked. There's some jabs, not connecting very well. Barrera using his body weight, his movement, his head movement, and making Morales miss a lot.
Now Morales backing up Barrera up along the ropes, and again he smothers himself, and distance has been a problem for Terrible Morales.
Oh, very low blow. Good uppercuts by Morales that connected very good on the jaw of Barrera.
Well, there have been some questions about the chin of Barrera. I think he's answered
another
those.
Good body shot. Those body shots are working. Some of them are pretty low, and the referee has not been seeing them, but like that one that hit the leg on.
Barrera has been so consistent, and he finally gets warned by referee Mitch Halpern.
And I'm pretty sure Morales expected something like this because, you know, when there's a fight like this, you know, you have to do whatever it takes to win this fight. And if the referee's not going to tell anything, you're going to continue doing it.
Well, I think if there's one question about Morales' toughness was could he take a sustained body attack, I think we're going to find out tonight.
We're going to find out how well and how much of that body shots he's going to be able to take. Because partially are being blocked by the elbow, but we're going to have to see how much it's going to take. Oh, another low blow.
And that was really a low blow by Barrera. Barrera finishing off the round.
In the corner over there, in Barrera's corner, they're getting very excited. They're saying that he's doing it. He's winning this fight. The referees, they're talking about the referee saying that he's a novice referee, that he doesn't have the experience. They're telling him to work on the side, not to work straight forward. They're telling Marco Antonio to use more combinations. Marco Antonio, right here, Morales reaching in with the right, connecting pretty good, launching in, and there's a little side steps that he was doing. There's the connectors right there, a couple of shots to the body. There's an overhand right and a left uppercut that connected pretty good.
And we see the clean punching of Marco Antonio Barrera. And looking at his face, the cut under the eye has not affected him, and it looks like his face is in pretty good shape throughout the first 4 rounds.
Yeah, he's a good fighter with good defense.
And there's no doubt Marco Antonio Barrera has staying power. If you take a look at his fight against Kennedy McKinney in '96, voted one of the fights of 1990s, took a sustained beating from Kennedy McKinney before turning down the rugged challenger.
Right there, Morales throws a couple of jabs with a good left that landed partially blocked, but it did connect. There's a good right hand that landed on the back. Morales using his jab, Barrera trying to wait. He's jabbing himself. Morales moving, sticking his jab out. There, he stays there without throwing a punch, and he got connected with a good right uppercut by Barrera.
And now there seems to be some blood over the nose of Morales, and he eats a good right hand.
But right there, Morales wants to have an exchange right there.
Heavy exchange on the ropes. Morales working well, fighting off the ropes.
The only bad thing about Morales is that he's dropping his hands and he's throwing wild. He's connecting some good shots, but at the same time he's being connected. Right there, he sticks a good left jab.
Oh, good right hand by Barrera.
There's a good uppercut, a good right uppercut. Right there, he shouldn't have stopped. He should have stepped again and with another right. It seems like it might be some blood coming out of Barrera's nose too. No, I'm wrong.
Heavy exchanges, Morales coming on.
See the little side steps. You see, if you stay there in front of Barrera, he's going to beat you up. But if you use side steps, you'll hurt Barrera.
Morales coming on. Barrera shaking for the first time.
Good overhands right. But you see, there's another good right hand. Another good right hand. You see, Morales is sidestepping, so he's not giving any opportunity for Barrera to connect any shots. Because Barrera, what he's looking for is for somebody to stay right in front of him that way he connect those uppercuts. Good uppercut by Barrera.
Here comes Morales.
Morales he has Barrera pretty stubborn, pretty dazed a little.
Oh, big right hand by Barrera.
Oh,
first Morales. Barrera coming on strong.
He's connecting with good solid shots. Morales doesn't look like he's hurt. But there we go again. We're going to see which one has a stronger jaw.
This is a battle of attrition. Who is going to outlast each other? Champion versus champion.
And both of them fighting like champions.
Swinging from the heels. Half a minute to go, round number 5. How long can they last?
It seems like both of them got tired during all that pressure and all that fighting that they were doing. They were swinging away. There. He swings and both of these fighters, they know that they're in there for a war tonight. They've been connected with very good shots. It looked like they kind of wore down a little bit. Morales is moving. There comes a couple of shots that were thrown by Morales that missed. There's another shot.
Well, an early candidate for round of the year. Round number 5 was a doozy. I hope both men packed their lunch.
Well, like you said, this is a fight where we're going to see which one can take a better shot. And obviously, so far, they're both taking some good shots. Morales looks like he's being drained a little bit. He looks a little tired, a little exhausted. Barrera showed a little bit too, but he showed a little more stamina in this fight, in this round, I mean.
Well, we build it as champion versus champion. I think it's lived up to the hype.
It's living up to it. Right now, Morales here with the overhand right. There's a straight right that connected. Shots that were being blocked. There's a good right uppercut, a good left, a right hook. There's a couple of shots there that were thrown. But then here comes Barrera. Barrera coming in there, working his way. Left hook, right, straight, right, left uppercut. But Morales trying to hold on, dropping his hands, getting connected with good left hooks and rights.
And that really changed the round for Barrera, who was taking a shellacking up until that point. Do we begin round number 6? It's been a doozy.
Well, we knew from the beginning of the first round when they weren't giving each other respect that there was going to be no respect in this fight. Well, obviously, they don't got it.
I think Barrera took the play from Morales early. I think it's up to Morales to really battle back.
And there's another low blow that the referee tells Barrera to pick up those blows. I do believe that some of those shots that have been below the belt have affected Morales.
Good right hand by Barrera.
There's another exchange again. Good uppercut by Morales. One thing that Barrera is doing good is he's moving to Morales' right. That way he can take the power away from that left hook or from that left uppercut. Good left uppercut and good body shot by Barrera.
Barrera so consistent with that left hook to the body.
Morales looks like he's trying to work the head and not the body. He's not trying to take no power away from those punches. He's just constantly looking for the head and not no body work. And I do believe that that's something that Morales should be doing, is working to the body. There's a good right hand that was thrown, but it was blocked by the left elbow of Barrera. Good lift, and good lift hook, and a good lift to the body.
But here comes Morales right back.
You know, I never thought that Barrera was going to react the way he has in this fight after he got shot. I mean, not the way he got hit the way he did when he fought Junior Jones and Kenny McKinney. But obviously, Morales is good. You know, he has good power, but he's not holding Barrera back at all.
Barrera just threw a good right hand to the body.
And right now, he just got connected by a left uppercut in part of Morales. Morales is chasing Barrera now. Barrera taking steps back, not moving or jumping or running. He's just taking steps back. He's not wasting energy that's going to cost him probably later on in the fight.
Barrera with the more subdued round here in round number 6. It has been Terrible Morales pressing the action.
Morales trying to reach in, and Barrera sticking his jab, and Morales crashing into it. I'm noticing that Morales is when he comes in with his hands dropped, and that's why Barrera counters him, and he counters him with good shots. Morales should be with his hands up when he attacks, not going in there with his hands low. Another low blow right there. Referee not saying anything about it. A good uppercut and a good body shot by Barrera.
Halfway through, it's anybody's fight. Marco Antonio Barrera, Eric Terrible Morales.
In the corner over here, Morales, they're asking for water. They're telling him to try to open up that guard because Barrera has his guard real close, tight.
And we take a look at the knockout part of Eric Morales late. 7 knockouts after the 6th round.
They're telling Morales here, going forward. He connected a good right there, and he just missed that left hook.
Gennaro, judging the body language of both fighters, it looks like Morales is struggling a little bit more with the physical pace of this fight than Marco Antonio Barrera.
Marco Antonio does not look like he's he's suffering to get air, to grasp air. But then Morales, on the other hand, he seemed a little down. I'm not sure whether he's disappointed in the performance that he's doing and how he's getting hit. He just got connected again with a good left uppercut and a good right by Barrera. They connected good on the jaw of Morales. It may be that he's having trouble trying to get air from the nose. There's a good uppercut by Morales. A good right hand by Morales while Barrera was coming in. There's some good exchange right there. Good uppercuts. They're trying him to open up that guard. Barrera has a good close guard, and that's something that is giving Morales trouble to connect on. There we see him going forward, connecting. There's a body shot, there's some uppercuts on part of Barrera.
Most of these shots being smothered by Barrera. Morales working hard though on the inside. Barrera presses forward.
See, they're trying to scream at Morales to do some movements, not to stay. You see, there is a mistake that Morales is doing right there. He leans back and he drops his hands. And he's getting connected pretty good with some left rights.
And he got nailed with some good, solid right hands that stiffened him up on the ropes. Very impressive performance from Barrera.
Good right uppercut. Morales comes back with an exchange of his own with right hooks. He's trying to get Barrera to drop that hand or to open up that guard, something that he's unable to do. There's a couple of shots there to the body. There's another good shot. There's a good overhand right that was partially blocked by Barrera. Morales throwing good uppercuts with hooks, good shots.
Barrera, though, been very consistent while blocking shots going downstairs to Morales.
You know, that's something that's going to give Morales a very difficult time if he can't get that guard to open up. He's going to have to continue throwing. There's a good left uppercut in part of Barrera that connected pretty good. See, Barrera smothers him, and he doesn't give Morales a chance to get away.
He stays right on top of him.
But you see, there's a problem with Morales that he should stick his head underneath the chin of Barrera. Don't leave Barrera stick his head in underneath the chin of Morales. You know, you get in there and you make him try to find a way to get in there. There he goes again, right back to the body. But to me, it seemed like it was like a low blow right there. Referee didn't see it, so he couldn't call it. Morales has to stay away from the ropes. He can't stay there and try to exchange punches.
You just wonder when Mitch Halpern will step in and take a point away from Barrera, who's been consistently low the whole night.
Right now, Morales trying to stick a jab in there. Barrera tried to counter, didn't quite connect any punches. It's another good right uppercut by Morales. Oh, good shot! It stung Morales. It stung Morales.
Good counter shot by Barrera off, catching Morales off the ropes. What a fight!
They're telling Barrera, that's the way you do it. That's the way you stay there and fight like that. At a distance, the way you're doing it right there. You're getting your distance, you're fighting. He's saying that he has more conditioning, and that they're gonna beat up on Morales. Right here we see Morales against the ropes. There he is, counter punching, but as you can see, Morales is not giving him enough room to get his punching power. He doesn't get the distance enough to get that power. Barrera, there he goes. He continues to go forward. There is Morales. There, look at the hands, where the hands are at. They're constantly being dropped, and there's another round with a good left hook that stung Morales, but Morales swings. That way, the referee could say, you know what, I'm okay. I'm countering punches, and we're going to start the round like this.
That was a very close round. Was that enough for Marco Antonio Barrera to steal that round? Still a very close fight between Morales and Barrera. It has lived up to every single expectation.
Well, with all due respect to Morales, I do believe that he's on the low side of the card, on the score charges, I believe. He's going to have to get in there, try to find a way to take advantage, to take control of this fight from here on now.
It seems like Gennaro is very disciplined within this wild fight. He is still holding his guard up high, picking his shots, and smothering Morales when he needs to.
You know, Barrera came with the game plan already set that he was going to smother Morales and that he wasn't going to give him that opportunity to use the reach. On the other hand, Morales, I don't understand why he's not trying to figure out a way to use his distance.
Oh, there's a good right hand.
Good overhand right by Barrera.
Every time Barrera seems to be in some trouble, he just comes forward and smothers Morales. He's been very effective throughout the night.
Yeah, right here you see Barrera not wasting no energy, just staying there waiting, making Morales come to him. He's not reaching in, he's not doing nothing. You see this little step back he takes, Morales has to reach in, and when he does, Barrera counter punches. That's something that he's doing very good today in this fight. There we see finally Barrera move a little bit, try to jump a little bit, but as usual, he's right back to his little 1-2 steps. Good right hand.
Good 1-2.
Morales getting ready to do a side step or trying to step back. He didn't do the full step, so he got caught with a good right hand.
Another 1-2 by Barrera.
This right here is where Morales doesn't want to be because he's dropping his hands. He's getting connected so much.
I think the bottom line is Barrera is now simply outfighting Morales, outthinking him also.
Yeah, it seems to me that Barrera seems a little more stronger than Morales does in this fight. And he has a heavier punch.
And with all those borderline shots, Mitch Halpern has not taken any points away from Barrera, really allowing him to stay within that game plan.
But I tell you, once again, I'm going to throw that to Morales' corner. Why aren't they telling him to work the body? Why aren't they telling him to throw that left to the body? They're telling him to throw. Right now, I just got to hearing one of his cornermen say throw a straight right to the stomach. Good. That was a good shot. But you see what Barrera's doing. He's not giving Morales any chance. He's holding him. He's struggling him. He's making him waste energy by pulling him down. There's another shot to the body. Another one low. There's another one low right there. Mitch Albert can't see him. There was a couple of shots there that I believe Mitch Albert saw, but he didn't say anything.
Oh,
and
big
again, there's
combination.
another combination. Both from the disc going toe-to-toe.
Wow. I think that speaks for itself.
Oh, yeah.
Toe-to-toe action. Neither men wanting to give an inch. And they soak Morales in his corner. Barrera looks like he's been through a walk in the park.
Look at the face that Morales, look at the corner that Morales is in. He's with his head ducked. I don't know what he's thinking. He may be thinking that, you know what, I'm in for a hard fight. I need to get in there and fight.
And look at Barrera.
Barrera with his head straight up. Barrera attacking here with a straight left, connecting a real good solid right hand. That the other one, there's a left hook that connected, a couple of left, a good right uppercut. Barrera holding right there. The end of the round here, we see Morales fighting. There they go, toe-to-toe. 1-2, 1-2. That's all they're throwing. No boxing mobility, no nothing. Just getting there and toe-to-toe.
But you get the sense that Barrera is in better range than Morales, therefore able to land the cleaner shots.
Of course, you have to, with Morales, you're going to have to figure a way to use your distance, something that he's not using at all.
Well, here we come, the championship rounds. This is a test of wills between Barrera and Morales.
And I'm going to tell you why Morales cannot do it, and that's because Barrera is using a good defensive technique going forward with his hands closed, making Morales miss and making him reach in at the same time while he's being countered. There we see. Oh, he just walked into a good hook. Morales is a game fighter. He's getting connected. It seems like he's getting hurt, but at the same time, with the conditions he got, he's been able to take those punches, and we see him trying to come back.
The nose of Eric Morales is now bleeding profusely with the attack of Barrera.
No, he got connected again.
Here comes Barrera.
Again.
Barrera pouring it on.
It just seems that it's just a matter of time where Barrera's power is just going to overpower Morales.
I think this is pre-Junior Jones vintage Marco Antonio Barrera that we are seeing.
Here the people are screaming for Morales. A lot of people were cheering for Morales. There we see Morales trying to counter and trying to calm down the people, saying that, you know what, don't go for Barrera. I'm here to fight. And he's connecting some good shots. There's a good left, partially blocked by Barrera. We're looking here at this fight, and we're seeing the damages that's been done.
Well, here comes Morales, though, pouring it on. Barrera with a little bit of a dead spot here in his action.
The face of Morales is speaking that that he's been in a hard fight. He's been getting connected with some real good shots. Morales on the other. We just see a little cut on the left cheekbone of Barrera.
Barrera comes forward, though. I have a feeling.
Oh, there's a real big, it's nasty because it's swelling up real big time on him. We're gonna hope that this fight is not gonna end on the cut. It's been a real good, exciting fight. He's being connected right now. There's right hand. They believe that Barrera is gonna get hurt because of that cut in the right.
You just get the feeling, though, Barrera, his will is so strong tonight.
Look what he's doing. He's making Morales waste energy. He's holding him down until the referee tells him to let go. Morales just got connected with a good overhand right by Barrera. Morales going forward. It looked like he got a little bit of energy. He just got connected with a good right hand. I don't understand why Morales is not picking up those hands. I just think that he's been comfortable and throughout his career with his hands down there. He's been connected and he don't care. He just reached in and got connected. He's hurt. He is hurt.
Three-punch combination turns around again for Barrera. It was Barrera early, Morales late. Barrera took the play with that three-punch counter-punch combination.
I'm looking over at the expression that Morales got, and he's being bothered by the cut and the swelling that he gets on that left cheekbone.
And you take a look at that. He's built to last, Marco Antonio Barrera.
Right now they're telling Barrera that he's knocked out, that Morales is knocked out.
Gennaro, there seems to be panic in the corner of Morales.
Well, you have to understand that Morales has been taking punishment like he's been right here. He got connected with a good left hook, good right, the straight punches. Now he contained him to throwing him into hooks. There we go right here. We're seeing that Morales getting ready to throw that. There he got connected with that good right hand that got him, and all because he was reaching in. He's hurt right there. If the bell wouldn't have been able to send it, I think in the round he would have been dropped.
Well, Barrera finally showing the effects of a physical fight with Erik Morales with a cut on the left cheek, but he comes forward.
And we're seeing Morales trying to tell Barrera, you know what? You might have hurt me in the last round, but you know what? I'm still here to fight. Good body shot by Morales. The good body shots by Barrera, which were blocked by Morales at the same time.
I think it's safe to say this is the most danger Erik Morales has ever faced in his career, and it's been an illustrious one at that. 35 fights, 35 wins.
He's been getting hit a lot by Barrera with some good solid shots. He's been hurt several times. Neither one of them wants to go down. But then again, we're looking at that Barrera's been doing a lot more punishment than Morales has. We see the damage that's been done on Morales' face. There was a low shot right there that the referee didn't say nothing.
That was a borderline shot right to the belt by Barrera. Been consistent with that the whole night.
There again, we see Morales reaching in with the overhand right, whereas the left hand is being dropped. He's vulnerable to get caught again. There's a good 1-2 combination by Morales when Morales was reaching in.
He just doesn't seem to have the same snap he had a couple rounds ago. I think the effects of Barrera's power has really sapped some of the starch out of Erik Morales.
No, most definitely. You know, with the body attack and the punishment that he's been receiving and the weight that he has to bring carrying around, because Morales is carrying his weight, and plus he's carrying the weight of Barrera. There again, another good right hand. Good right hands by both fighters. They were both being connected at the same time. Morales landing the better 2 punches off.
So Morales with a brave, courageous round number 10 after being rocked late in round number 9 has really bounced back well.
And I'm really noticing that Morales is leading off more with the right hand than he is with a jab. I believe that they're telling him in the corner that, you know what, that right hand is going to do the damage. Keep. And there we saw a couple of shots right there. Now we're going to see another exchange, a 1-2, and see which one has a bigger heart and which one doesn't want to go down.
Both men eating right hand.
There we go.
He rocks
Morales. But you know, I gotta say that. But now Morales is off. His balance wasn't there, and Morales is pushing himself forward. There he got connected again. There's some good shots of now part of Morales. But there you see the smothering of Barrera.
Wasting time, killing the clock. You think Barrera's on top. This definitely hurts the cause of Morales. He may be running out of time.
And also Barrera's making Morales waste his energy by putting all the weight on top of him. There's some body shots right there. A part of Morales, a part of Barrera was connected on the elbow of Morales. There's a jab. A good right. We're going to see it. Maybe another 1-2 punch action, which we didn't see because the bell came to halt this round.
2 rounds to go. It's all on the line.
All on the line, and neither one want us to go down. There we see the audience here on their feet. We're going to the corner of Morales. There we go. We're seeing the cut that Barrera has on the left cheekbone. They're talking about that Mark goes, Morales doesn't have nothing. He doesn't have nothing for you. They're trying to continue throwing good punches, continue throwing straight punches. They're telling him to throw double left hooks to the body. With everything, with all the power you got. Now we're looking at the corner of Morales. They're telling him to take a step back and to counter punch.
Well, I don't think anyone's going to ask for a refund tonight. It has been spectacular action. 10 down, 2 to go. Barrera Morales, round number 11.
And this is what you call a unification fight. Toe-to-toe action here. 2 warriors trying to get in there, trying to prove to one another that they're the better fighter. Both of them getting hurt, but mostly Morales coming out with the more damage done to him.
This has been a physical, bruising, pounding fight. It's been a battle of attrition between 2 tough men. Marco Antonio Barrera, Erik Morales.
Barrera just got through getting connected with a good hand, and he comes back to connect one of his own.
Good straight right hand down the pipe from Barrera.
There we go again to the ropes. Morales not wanting to stay there. He's moving side to side now. There's a right to the body. Barrera holds on.
Gennaro, it doesn't look like that cut underneath the cheek has really affected Barrera.
Well, at least not yet, because the good defense. But here's the problem that Morales is having. He's being pummeled to the body by Barrera, something that he's never suffered before.
And the nose continues to bleed profusely for Eric Morales.
Another good body shot. A good left uppercut by Morales, which connected on the face of Barrera. They're telling Morales to throw that right to the body right here in the corner, but Morales continues to throw uppercuts and right hooks, which are connecting. But you know, they want him to work the body too, and something he's not doing. On the corner over that Barrera, they're telling him, they're short. I'm looking at that one of his cornermen telling him to go forward, go forward. There's a good right uppercut, good left, good right hook. Reaching in, missing. Barrera again to the body. A good uppercut while Morales was trying to make a little side step. Barrera caught him with a good uppercut.
Barrera has not been as busy, but he's been a little bit more precise, a little bit more accurate in his punching. Morales out-hustling him this round, but I'm not so sure he's doing the more damage of the two.
Well, most of the punches that Morales is throwing there, they're being blocked. They're being blocked by the arms of Barrera. Barrera again smothering him. He's wasting time. Good right hand, reaching right hand by Morales, which connected. There's a good stiff left jab by Barrera. See, look at the little steps that Michael Antonio Barrera is taking. He's just taking 2 steps back, making Morales reach in. Like right there. He missed the counter punching, but he was able to hold on.
And just a moment ago, he landed a good straight 1-2.
Now we're looking at that Morales may be cut. A good body shot to the body that kind of hurt.
Oh, I think Morales is hurt. He backs up. That definitely hurt him.
Oh, yes. Now he's making movements.
Now you see Morales on his bicycle.
I do believe that body shot hurt him, and also the blood that he has on the right side of his face is going to be bothering now.
Oh, good left hook by Barrera, finishing off the round. Barrera finishing this round.
And people told me that, you know what? Morales is not going to be able to handle the punishment that he's going to receive to the waist. And that's something that's showing right here. Morales is cut on the tip of the nose. Not on the tip, but on the bone.
You get the feeling Marco Antonio Barrera is 3 minutes away from pulling the upset.
We're noticing right here that the dad is whispering in here.
He looks like a worn fighter.
The time that when Barrera steps in, as soon as he steps in, you step to the side and counter punch him. On the opposite side, they're telling Barrera to throw hard punches.
But again, in relative comparison, Barrera looks like he's been through a walk in the park outside that cheek. A lot of panic on the corner of Eric Morales.
Yeah, you know, it's just that little cheekbone problem and that little cut. But you look at the other corner over here, Morales, and Morales has been in a war.
3 minutes. Barrera Morales. What a war.
Okay, now they're talking to each other, saying something that neither one of them likes. I figured they said, you know what? Let's go toe-to-toe and see
here comes Barrera.
And there we go.
Big
body
shot.
Morales, they must have told Morales, you know what, you're losing this fight, go toe-to-toe.
Oh, big left hook by Barrera.
Good shots that just hurt. They just hurt Morales.
Well, I think that he may have starched the energy of Morales, whatever he had left with those big left hooks. Barrera has fought a spectacular fight.
You know, you have to take your hat off of both fighters. Both fighters don't want to go down. They're both receiving punishment. More on the hands of Morales, who's taking the more punishment, as you can see. Body shots are just devastating. They're just taking everything out of it. There we see Morales land a good right hand. And also being cut, I believe, in the right cheekbone. A little bit of blood coming out of there. Morales using steps. But you know what? He's going to have to go in there and just slug it out, because you know what? I believe that he is down on the scorecard. He's losing this fight. He's going to have to go in there and play it, give it his all. They're telling Morales not to jump. They're telling him not to jump.
I think the physical nature of this fight is written all over the face of Eric Morales. It says it all.
You know, a lot of people, including myself, had a little bit of doubt on Barrera, you know, after the fight that he had against Junior Jones and Kenny McKinney, you know, the punishment that he received. But right here, he showed that he could give it this time. He's not receiving any of it tonight.
I don't think there's any doubt. He has outfought Eric Morales.
You know, you know, they're talking about that, you know, that Morales is going to be moving up in weight. Maybe he had the problem. Maybe that isn't the fate. But you know what? You're going to have to throw all this out because Barrera came in here with good condition. Morales the same way. And both fighters are here at 100%, 100% plus in conditioning-wise.
Well, I don't think there's any excuses, and there's no reason to be ashamed on either side. But Barrera has fought a great fight tonight.
Both fighters have fought a great fight tonight, even though Morales is the one that's coming out at the end stick of the, you know, at the end of the stick tonight. He's being pummeled, he's being outsmarted, and he's being outsprinted by Barrera.
Under a minute to go. It's been a great one. Champion versus champion. It's lived up to every single billing.
And he just hurt Morales with a good left hook. This is punishment that I don't think, you know, it should be taken, but you know, they're fighting. Morales is moving. He's going, look, they're telling him to close the fight.
It was
he just got dropped. He just got dropped. And you know what? And some of it had to do with the balancing, and he's hurt. You see he's hurt. Morales is hurt.
It all started in the opposite corner with two big left hands. Barrera has 20 seconds. Oh, Morales though showing hard. Look at this.
He doesn't want to go down. He figured that wasn't a knockdown. He was going to show the people that he was okay. But we saw it in his legs that he didn't have it underneath him.
There won't be a knockdown. Barrera finishing off. Morales standing brave.
Both for the fighters deserve a hand of applause.
What a fight! Unbelievable.
Both of them deserve it. We have to give the credit to Barrera. He did a better fight. He smarted him, and he was outstrength.
Here's an obvious question. Is Barrera back?
He's back. He's back. Definitely he's back. You saw the strength that he has. He saw the intelligence he had, which was to smother Morales, not give him that opportunity to fight. On the other hand, we have to give Morales credit. He did what he tried to do. He received a lot of punishment tonight. He fought a fighter that hurt him in the body, something that nobody else could ever do.
Whatever they got paid, it wasn't enough.
They deserved it and much more.
Wow.
I believe if this fight would have been probably somewhere else, people would have been throwing money in there tonight. There we see, you see, he's off balance right there. I do believe that he was rammed against the body of Barrera.
Wasn't that just general fatigue over 12 rounds?
It was both, but as you can see, you know, Barrera's coming forward. He's coming forward. Morales reaches in. There we see. There is no punch there. There is a knee. There is no punch there.
Right. I definitely think.
But there is fatigue and the power of Morales going forward and Barrera going forward at the same time, clashing.
But I don't think there's any doubt Barrera had the better 12th round. Cleaner, sharper punching.
Yes, yeah, more definitely. He got, and it looked like it hurt him when he clashed against him. It might have not been a punch, but his neck kind of got jammed up a little, and it did hurt him. Good, exciting fight. Good, exciting fight.
Two spectacular warriors. We take a look at Marco Antonio Barrera, and after all that, just a little cut underneath the eye. But
the expression here is a whole lot different. I mean, you know,
I don't think there's any doubt. He knows he's a defeated man.
I believe he does, you know. I believe he does, you know. And, you know, after this fight, after a fight like this, don't walk with your head down. Don't walk with your head down.
Well,
you did your best. You fought like a champion, you lost like a champion.
In a fight like this, there really is no loser.
There is no loser here. I mean, you know, but
here's a decision.
A round of applause, please, for two fighters at 122 pounds that fought their hearts out here at the Mandalay Bay of Las Vegas.
And he went over there to talk to Morales. And they do deserve this round of applause.
And we have a split decision.
Oh, split decision.
Dwayne Ford scores the bout, 114 to 113 for Barrera. Harold Castellano scores the bout, 114 to 113 for Morales. And Dalby Shirley scores the bout, 115 to 112 for the unified champion by split decision. Desde Notre Tijuana, Mexico,
well, there you have it.
Terrible Morales.
Wow.
There you have it. There you have it.
I think the crowd says it all. I think we witnessed a robbery.
Well, you can't say that because a lot of people are clapping here. It's kind of hard to say to hear the boos. There are a couple of people throwing fingers, you know, the bird at the people up here.
I think the bottom line is this. Morales got the decision. Barrera won the fight.
Well, they both deserve a hand of applause. They both fought like champions. Unfortunately, the judges saw another way of the fight, and well, we give our opinion, and I do believe, that we see the expressions.
Well, we'll be going up soon.
Rich's microphone, it just went out.
Barrera feels that he's at the point where basically titles don't mean anything anymore. He's at that point, and he's not really worried about titles. He's worried about fighting the top fights against the top fighters. That's what he did. He's not interested in a little.
Antonio Barrera for the blue corner, wearing silver with blue letters.
You heard the instructions in the dressing room.
Hey.
Alan Massengill working with Rich Morata. Rich, it's here.
Sequels rarely live up to the original. These two will try to make it happen here tonight. There's no reason to think they won't put on a magnificent show.
Both fighters looking extremely confident, as they should be. Eric Morales is 41-0, never lost. Marco Antonio Barrera, 3 losses, 57 professional fights, 39 knockouts. Morales, 31 knockouts. It's scheduled for 12, and it's on. Eric Morales in the black trunks with the silver trim. Marco Antonio Barrera in his familiar silver trunks with the blue trim.
The tapia that you see on the back of Barrera's trunks, no reference to Johnny Tapia. That's his mother's maiden name, and he honors her in that way.
On the front of the trunks of Eric Morales, Terrible, as he simply is known in Mexico. This is the battle for country and pride and honor. Who is the best? And you can bet everybody south of the border is watching tonight.
I think we'll see a little more boxing in this fight than we did in the first fight, mainly because Barrera has adjusted his style to that type of fight. But actually, Morales showing some boxing here in the early round, in the first round as well. Both look a little bit wary of each other here at the start after they spent 12 rounds smashing each other.
There's a good right hand that got in from Barrera. There's no damage. Barrera's typical busy, aggressive style. And you would think, Rich, that Morales would like to stay more on the outside. Keep him out there with the jab. And I guess it's the general consensus, Rich, that the better boxer is Morales. And I think what Morales is trying to do here, though, while staying on the outside, is to get Barrera going backwards and get Barrera moving. Now you see Marco is not uncomfortable fighting, going side to side, as he proved with Hamed. He did not come in as the aggressor in that fight, which surprised many who expected him to go right at Hamed. Coming up on 1 minute left in round 1, scheduled for 12 from the MGM Grand Garden Arena. It's a packed house to see this fight that people have wanted to see for over 2 years now. The rematch of the fight of the year of 2000. And back comes Morales, backing up Barrera. In the first fight, and one of the reasons why you had wildly divergent scorecards, you had so many exchanges and flurries that the rounds were terribly hard to call. They would just go, it was like an ebb and flow, especially that 5th round we saw. One guy looked like he would be gassed, and then the other one would come back. And there's Morales pushing Barrera back. Morales has been the pursuer. Good combination to the head. Final seconds, round 1. They're starting to heat up a little bit, and you can feel it. Stumbling, Morales stumbled just a little bit. Barrera tried to make him pay, but Morales got away with it. Pretty.
Lo que quedamos, se te pasó un golpe. Ponte un poquito más de lado con la guardia arriba, ¿sí? Sigue trabajando tu jab, ahorita lo vas a estar counteando, recibiendo.
Go sideways a little more, don't stand so straight up.
Tiene las manos muy así, entonces sigue tirando. Dos arriba y tira el recto.
They want him to box. That's what they want him to move a little bit more, move side to side. There's a Barrera right hand that he landed early in the round. I thought Barrera controlled the early portion of the round, but then Morales came back and took the last minute and a half. So that was similar to the first one.
So where do we go with that? Somebody's got to get a 10.
On my scorecard, Morales got the 10 in that first round.
Okay. Round 2. You can feel it starting to heat up a little bit. Morales was the aggressor at the end of round 1. It's scheduled for 12. And they want Barrera to box a little more.
And he is coming out, utilizing the lateral movement. That can't be a total surprise for Morales because Barrera used the lateral movement and the boxing ability, as we told you, not only against Hamed, but in his subsequent fight against Enrique Sanchez, in which he just boxed an almost perfect fight to stop Sanchez in 7 rounds.
Barrera able to escape some big punches by Morales, who's not been afraid to throw them. We've seen this about the last half of the first round and now into the second round.
The one problem you have here, if you're among the Barrera camp, is Marco Antonio. Yes, he's an effective boxer. There you see him utilizing the jab, and he's boxing here in the second round. But he may have to fight off the real temptation, which is probably wants to go in and slog. Let's face it.
Well, he
doesn't like that guy in front of him.
No, they don't like each other at all. We've mentioned that several times, and it is genuine dislike that goes way back when. There's no in between, and Morales pressing a little bit, and back comes Barrera. You just get the feeling that Barrera, as Rich was saying, wants to get right in there and start throwing as close as he can get in. Nice little uppercut.
Yep, Barrera got in there with the right hand.
Right on the chin.
And Barrera is making Morales back up in this round.
Both fighters saying they're in the shape of their life. I think the extra 4 pounds may help Morales more in terms of stamina. There's some good body punches right there, Rich. Morales is going where he can.
Morales has an unusual stance. He may be cut. He's wiping at his eye and looking for blood. He has an unusual stance in that he holds his hands very far apart. He keeps his right hand usually tucked against the right side of his cheek and holds his left hand way out in front. And there would seem to be an opening there for Barrera, but they would have to be straight punches, and Barrera doesn't always punch straight.
He comes at you from different angles, that is for sure.
Barrera trying to gain control by gaining control of the style and the tempo of the fight.
He went and ate a little leather right then. He stepped right into it. That's where he wants to be. Nice little flicking jab from Morales, that awkward style that Rich Barrera was talking about. Holding that right hand up around his right cheek and that left hand out there. It just seems like it invites you to come right in. But when you do come in, he flicks the jab and pops you back. You know, it's like a trap. Final seconds, round 2 scheduled for 12. Everybody anticipating the rumble that they know is coming. Another difficult round to score, Rick.
You may get 12 of those.
Yep. A little blood on the nose, I think on the bridge of the nose of Eric Morales.
No, esto es una pavada. Olvídense. Nada.
One of the best cutmen in the world, Rich. Miguel Diaz working on it a little bit.
That's a good man to have in your corner, Miguel. Worked with many world champions, of course. Still the cut on the nose. Barrera coming in. You saw him throw that right hand, drive Morales back into the ropes. Barrera's best attempt at power so far in the fight. That was more reminiscent, that particular exchange, of the first fight. The cut is right on the bridge of the nose.
Do you think it'll be much problem there? Shouldn't be. Usually
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. I don't think he's worried about it in the least. He's got more important things to.
And Miguel is such a good cut man, you know, unless it got to be a very unusual type gash, they should be able to control that.
So you gave number two to Barrera.
Right, so I show the fight even at this point.
It's going to go that way pretty much unless somebody winds up on the canvas. I can guarantee it. Round 3. Marco Antonio Barrera's in the silver trunks. Erik Morales in the black trunks. Now, he usually wears white with blue trim. He went with the black tonight.
As I suspected, though, Barrera boxing far more than he did in the first round.
Up on his toes. Now he's moving out there. And this is a different type fighter than we saw in the last fight.
He'll pick his spots. The word that I got from the Barrera people is that he was going to mix it up tonight. Sometimes be aggressive, sometimes go into complete boxing posture. And I would say that they're living up to their game plan in that regard.
People getting anxious out in the crowd to start to see something happen.
They want to see that explosion.
Well, it's coming. Sooner or later, it's coming. Crowd reacting to every flurry. No damage inflicted. A lot of respect for one another. You have to say that much, Rich. As much damage as they sustained the first fight, you know that they're thinking about it when they go into these first early rounds of this. We're scheduled for 12. This is round 3, but sooner or later, it'll start heating up. There's no doubt about it.
In the meantime, you've got an interesting stylistic contrast here. And each guy trying to establish the style that the fight will be fought in. Morales looks like he'd be more than willing to brawl again.
Absolutely.
And Barrera not letting him.
Well, styles make matchups, as we always say a million times, and this is what makes this such an intriguing matchup. Two different ways of going about it. First time it worked out Erik Morales' way. He's chasing Barrera down.
But missing. He just missed all of the punches of that sequence.
Couple of feints, and then he goes in and then wraps him up. Jay Nady steps in quickly. One of the best referees in the world.
Come in.
Going to get a warning here about headbutts. Be careful. We don't want one of those. That can ruin a good fight. Over in the corner goes Barrera. Now he's boxing. Look at the lateral movement, Rich.
Yes, they're fighting intelligently. Lateral movement and jabs, forcing Morales to miss. Hit and get out of there. You didn't see any of that in the first fight.
No, and you see Morales backing off away from those punches.
Para pararlo cuando se viene, ¿ok? Estamos muy bien, estamos muy bien.
You're doing real well, you're doing fine.
Cuando él entra y recibe lo de jab, al mismo tiempo después del jab, entra abierto él, ¿vale?
When he comes in and starts jabbing, hit him back.
Que no se te vaya con el golpeo.
Here we go from round 3, Rich.
There you see the
clash of heads.
The little clash of heads once again, and Jay Nady said right there, headbutt, watch it, guys.
I just remember both of their faces at the end of the first fight when they came out of the ring, just pulverized.
There was a long recovery time, I'm sure, for those two bodies.
Absolutely. Round 4. On the schedule 12 from Las Vegas, from the MGM Grand Garden Arena, Alan Massengill along with Rich Marotta.
Marco Antonio Barrera almost didn't even make it to world champion. He was so disgusted. He fought a long time. He was really having trouble getting a championship fight. He fought for years, was fighting for foreign boxing back then. He never left him. But he said at one point, if I don't get a championship fight within the next few months, I'm going to go back to school. And he was a college educated, and he was going to study to be a lawyer. And they got him. They secured him that championship fight with Daniel Jimenez. He won the title, and he put the books aside in the subsequent years.
A bit of, as we've mentioned, considered a late bloomer, but he went through some frustrating stages, and right now may be the best he's ever been.
And you may be right. And he had the learning experiences with Junior Jones and just became a better fighter.
We're in round 4.
And Barrera is moving constantly to his left, Alan.
Right.
He's attempting to get away from the power and the Morales left hook by moving constantly to his left.
That's something he picked up from that first fight. It's something that they were thinking he should have been doing more of, and of course he has come here prepared to stay away from that.
Completely different fight than the first time around.
Absolutely.
What we've got here is a chess match between two guys who fought a savage brawl the first time, and the fans can't believe it.
And they're booing.
And the reason it's happening is because Barrera is dictating the tactics.
Exactly.
He is dictating the style that this fight is being fought at.
That's
what he feels will be a winning strategy.
Yep. And he may be surprising the other camp with what he's doing anyway. Now, at any moment, he could shift gears on us. But I didn't anticipate I'd see this much footwork from him tonight. I don't think Eric did either. Eric Morales trying to hop on Barrera, gets him back on the ropes, and they tie up.
And he may win the favor of the fans that way, Morales.
The Mexican fight fans make it a commitment to have courage in the ring, and they honor that. Morales is trying to get something done, cutting off the ring, yet being cautious at the same time. Barrera steps inside, throws a flurry, no damage. Final seconds, round 4. Interesting. Maybe not what they came to see, but it's been different.
Dame la bolsa, dame la bolsa.
Just listen in.
Quédate ahí tú, quédate. Respira duro, hijo. Respira, respira. Abre la boca un poquito. Ok, respira.
Round por round.
Eso.
Vamos a ver nosotros.
Take it one round at a time, round by round.
Respira duro, hijo, respira de nuevo.
There's Barrera missing and getting backed up by Morales, who's definitely been, it depends on what you're looking at, I guess, the way you score it, Rich. You're going to score the aggressor. Believe it or not, it's been Morales, right?
Yeah, I think Barrera's going to have to get busier with his fist than he was in that round. I gave the round to Morales based on his aggression, and I thought, you know, Barrera's boxing beautifully, but he's got to land some punches, too.
He's falling behind early here, but there's a long way to go going to round 5 of the scheduled 12. We'll see if Barrera continues that leftward movement. Good footwork. But he does indeed need to land a few more punches.
Last time these two fought, round 5 was as dramatic a round as you'll ever find. Named round of the year. Perhaps this is where this fight kicks into gear.
Well, everybody's waiting.
It's like you can almost hear everyone holding their breath.
I know. and reacting to every little flurry that occurs. Just sitting on go. Everybody's sitting on go, and there's Barrera out there as patient and as cool as a cucumber. We've mentioned before that Eric looks stronger at this weight. He said he's more comfortable with it. I saw all bones at 122. It was amazing the stamina that he had at 122 when you think about it.
I'll tell you though, if this gets into the late rounds, I want to see how Morales reacts, because he had some problems in the late rounds of some of his fights in the interim between these two fights. Late against Guti Espadas. Some of the later rounds against Injin Chi.
Injin Chi was real tough and it suffered a headbutt in that fight, which sort of dictated the way things went. But he came out of the Injin Chi fight looking marked up and had a rough time with that guy. Went the distance.
As did the Guti Espadas fight.
Once again, Morales cutting off the ring, and Barrera popping a punch as he comes off the ropes.
That could be a key for Morales, though. He's going to need to be successful at cutting off the ring and not just let Barrera dance around him the whole night. You can't follow Barrera just straight in.
There's a low blow from Barrera. Obvious. Final half a minute of round 5.
No real damage done in terms of either fighter being hurt so far in the fight.
And there's the spot over there that Morales always seems to get Barrera in. Pretty good right hand there, Rich, and then the combination. Now they're engaging in the final 15 seconds of round 5.
I thought Morales landed the best punch in that exchange. Right hand. Oh, Morales thinks the round is over.
The round was over, and Barrera hopped on him real quick. Oh, my, that's a mistake.
There we go.
But he comes back. Morales had something to say to Barrera right at the end.
Well, I think from the gesture you can interpret that pretty easily.
There's the crowd.
And now the fight may be on.
I think so.
6th round coming up. Respira por la boca, respira por la boca. No le ve nada.
He thinks the round's over. Because he heard this 10-second, the 2 pieces of wood they clacked together, and he was walking to his corner. That's not good. You got to, rule number 1, protect yourself at all times.
Now look at Morales yelling at him, and now there's the gesture. And the crowd, they showed that on the screen. They read that too. Morales may be winning the sentimental battle here amongst the fans. Well, none of the seconds have gotten out of the ring.
Well, they came to see a fight. That might have kick-started the thing. We'll see. Rounds for the World Featherweight Championship. Morales looks sharp. Very accurate punches right inside there.
Yes, Marco Antonio is going to have to get busy with his hands.
I think that from what we've seen, probably Morales has taken most of these early first rounds. But it's not going to be early much longer, is it?
Stop! Rick!
Good counter punch from Barrera.
Snuck it inside there real quick. He had an opportunity and he took advantage of it. Here we go a little bit over in the corner with a minute and a half left in round 6.
Another low blow. Complaining to referee Jay Nady. The fans get on Morales a little bit, though. I don't think they felt it was that low, and Nady didn't even issue a warning. Barrera's looking for that little counter left hook that landed earlier. He tried it again there, but not quite the same extent.
That seems to be there if he could get in position to throw it.
There it is again.
Yeah, right there. That seems to be what he's trying to load up with.
He wants to let Morales miss and then counter with that left.
So look for that when Morales throws that right and leaves it out there.
Oh, big right by Barrera.
Exactly. Morales shakes it off. Barrera sticks that left hand out there and pushes off the forehand of Morales. Barrera looking for those openings and looking for the big shot. He's going straight in now. So much for the dancing.
Remember, he said, as I talked about earlier, he's going to change up on his tactics in this fight from round to round, whether they, box some and then go in and slug. He's been mostly boxer, but maybe now he's being aggressive.
This time Morales realizes that is the 10-second warning and not the bell. Now he's kind of toying with him at the end there, dropping his gloves down below his belt. Hey, Rich, we're halfway done with this thing.
¿Está bien el aire, Marco? ¿Está bien esa pasión? ¿Estás bien?
Con la mano, no se confía tanto, amigo. No bajen mucho las manos.
As you can see, once Morales fights reach this point, usually they go to distance. Only 6 KOs after 6 rounds. Let's take a look at some of the action now in round 6. Morales missing there as he was backing away. Barrera was more pushing the action in this round than he had been at any time in the 3 previous rounds. Landed that overhand right and followed it up with another. Later on in the round, low blow by Barrera. Morales appealed his case to Jay Nady, and Jay said, hey, carry on.
You got the stone face. You got the daddy stone face when you make those appeals. All right, here we go, round 7. 12-round fights, halfway over. Pretty tough one to score.
I have it even through 6.
There's that left hook over the top. Morales steps out of it. And like you said, it's Barrera dictating the styles. Another low blow, and now the warning comes from Jay Nady. You all right? Let's step in and fight. Morales, the taller of the 2 fighters.
I think Barrera's getting a little impatient. So he's looking at it to force some activity.
Exactly. And so's the crowd. There you go. That's exactly what we were talking about, Rich. Both giving and taking. Morales holds that glove up by his right cheekbone. Almost on cue, Rich, when you said he was getting a little impatient, and there he comes. Now he turns his back and steps out of a situation.
Well, I just think it's his inclination to want to fight.
There's a body punch, and the nose is a slip.
No knockdown.
No knockdown.
Morales thought that he scored the knockdown. Referee Jay Nady says no. And you got to remember, that's very important in terms of the scoring, because Barrera's probably winning this round. And otherwise, you'd have had a Morales 10-8 round. I mean, that would have been a 3-point swing if Barrera does, in fact, win this round.
Well, his instincts are going to get the better of him because he's definitely stepped it up. There's a good combination to his head. Morales throwing some nice, accurate punches when he's given the opportunity. You got to say that for him. There's another good combination inside. They wrap up now. Jay Nady separating him. Coming up on 20 seconds left in round 7. This is usually when Barrera gets a little bit busier once he gets those warnings. If it goes past 6 at Morales, you're probably going the distance. Here they go, final seconds, engaging. Barrera forcing the action early in that round, and Morales was countering pretty well.
All right, let's take a look at the action now. Barrera, again, forcing the action. You can see he had it in his eyes. He landed a good right there. Morales got a little tangled up against the ropes. Morales came back himself. Good combination there by Eric. Beautifully done. But the question is now, did Morales score a knockdown in the round or not? Take a look at it again. Could be a big point of contention.
That was a punch. That was a knockdown.
This should have been ruled a knockdown, I believe. It was a right hand by Morales. It was a knockdown. Because a punch was there, and he went to one knee. And I think Barrera otherwise wins the round. So what you have there, as we talked about,
swing.
A 3-point swing that could be crucial to the voting. Whoa.
I thought it was a knockdown from the start, and I called it that way, but immediately I saw, you got to get the referee credit for one thing. He was immediate with his decision. He jumped right on it, but it was the incorrect decision.
Well, yeah, I don't think it was the right decision.
So there you have it, and perhaps another controversy brewing in this one. If that looms large at the end, should have been a 10-8 round. No doubt it was a knockdown. Now Morales stepping in and pushing Barrera back with a jab, and Barrera stepping back. There's that little hook that Rich Morales has been trying to talk about. Morales just adjusted a crick in his neck.
Bad time for one of those.
Yeah, he's stretching it out. Barrera will be glad to help him with it.
Good jabbing work by Morales.
This is not the fighter Eric Morales we saw in the first fight. He's a beautiful technician, and he has power behind it, and this is the Morales we're seeing. If it's going to turn into one of those street wars, it's going to be on Barrera's beckoning.
Morales can fight a strategic battle, can fight a good technical fight, and he's showing very fine technical skills in this round. You're right, he is showing what he can do in the ring. And there have been many fights in his career when he's fought like this and basically broken his opponent down as the fight goes on. But Morales fighting a very effective round here.
Here we go. Little shove there.
Well, these bad feelings between the two may erupt yet.
Well, you know, you can only hold the genie in the bottle for so long. I didn't see on that side over there behind the ropes. Did they take a point, Rich? Or he just threatened to?
No.
Just a warning.
No
I couldn't see
deduction.
behind the ropes. Make sure we had that clear. That was just an out-and-out WWF move from Barrera.
Of course, it still wasn't as good as the one that he leveled Nassim Hamed with in the 12th round of their fight when he got him from behind, took him all the halfway across the ring, and smashed him into the turnbuckle face first.
In the rodeo, we call that bulldogging. That's what he did. He bulldogged him. Final 30 seconds of round number 8.
Nady did not take a point. Remember, here comes Barrera now.
Barrera trying to get something done. A rabbit punch behind the head. A couple of those.
His first offense of the round, really. Other than the throwdown. Now Barrera.
He's just unleashing now. Barrera's just coming at him now. And I think he's going to come out in round 9, and it's going to be on from the get-go, Rich. I thought that was a beautiful technical round for Morales for the first 2.5 minutes.
Boxed very well. Dr. Margaret Goodman, very fine ring physician, and they're taking a look at Morales. All right, here you see Barrera holding him down, throwing the left hook to the body. And Nady didn't feel that it was flagrant enough to take a point away. He did hold his head down, no question about it, through the left hook. So they've both gone down from a punch, but neither one is counted.
Well, that was a beautiful body shot from Morales through.
Tienes que noquearlo porque si no, cabrones, el referee, olvídate. Le está permitiendo todas las pinches.
Seconds out.
He's ready to go. The bell rang, and Barrera was sitting on go and was going across the ring even before the bell finished clanging. So I think that it's going to be some pressure here. Here comes the pressure, Rick.
Yeah, Barrera is going to fight this round as an aggressive fighter.
Yep, and he's going to be paying for it right there on the inside. Morales got his hands held down. A little swelling on the right eye of Morales, as you can see.
Exactly right. His face now starting to show the battle scars.
Now, if that thing closes up, Rich, that's a major factor. And it's swelling pretty quickly. so he wouldn't be able to see out of that right eye, and that left hook of Barrera is the one that's been the most effective. Barrera backing Morales up. Morales holding his hands down around his waist.
Now, Morales is going to have to show that he can counter Barrera here and counterpunch him if Barrera comes in with the aggressively swinging. He's got to make Barrera miss and counter with something. Morales really got a nice jab, working it nicely. There it is again, doubling up on him.
That's how he's got to keep him off of him, is with that jab. And time will be a factor in this fight. We're in round 9, and we've got a swollen eye for Erik Morales, so his corner's got to be very diligent. Most of those punches just brushing past the nose of El Terrible.
Remember, though, this is about where he began wearing down against Guti Espadas, where he began wearing down against Injun Chief.
Suffered a terrible headbutt against Injun Chi, and in the later rounds was looking gassed.
And he can't afford to wear down against Marco Antonio Barrera.
That's what perhaps Barrera was waiting for. Barrera's aware of all this. 3 punches that missed. That one didn't.
But Barrera's coming.
And Morales is coming off the ropes. He's been coming from the get-go in this round, perhaps his best round. This is the Marco Antonio Barrera we know. And that's also the Erik Morales we know. Good combinations to keep him at bay. Right hand that got in on the chin a little bit.
Yeah, a little nod of acknowledgement from Barrera.
The chopping punches. There's a good right, too.
Tough rounds to score.
Oh, they're very difficult to score because there's an ebb and flow. Barrera early, then Morales here in the last half a minute of this one. Winding down round 9. After this, there'll be 3 more rounds to go. Now, Barrera likes that last 10 seconds and hops on Morales. Morales manages to tie him up, gets a warning, does Barrera. Watch the head.
That eye's not looking too good on Morales.
No, it's not. Like I said, time could be a factor, Rich, because that eye's looking rough.
Ya estamos en el décimo.
Estamos en el décimo.
10, 11 y 12. Hay que cerrar los 3 rounds para ganar la
In the
pelea.
10th round, Marco.
No me
3
bien ya
more
por el
rounds,
lado
we won the
izquierdo.
fight.
Ya presione más. Ya deje esa prepotencia de andar bajando las pinches manos, de andar para atrás. Vámonos, con todo para adentro.
Don't lower your hands, Erik. Do not lower your hands.
Quiere el triunfo, quiere la gloria. Vámonos. Pártase la madre.
Let's take a look at some of it.
And a much more aggressive Marco Antonio Barrera in round 9. Putting the pressure on Morales, coming forward. Morales doing a good job there, but still couldn't halt the onslaught. There you get a good look at that eye of Morales.
It's looking a little soupy, isn't it? Last time his face didn't look so good coming out of the fight against Injun Chi. Didn't look so good coming out of the fight against Barrera, that's for sure. And as these guys get older, the more wear and tear on them, they blow up a little bit quicker.
Well, he caught Morales coming in, and Morales came right back.
Came right back with a nice chopping style. Short punches inside. Barrera trying to get in there, throwing a big right hand. Lead right from Morales. Barrera coming right back. You tell me, these things are tough. Had a knockdown that wasn't ruled a knockdown.
A throwdown that wasn't.
A throwdown that wasn't ruled a knockdown.
And in each case, though, a body punch landed. So they've each gone to the canvas, but no knockout.
Morales is sharp, up on his toes. Barrera's been forced to retreat in some situations because he's tasting that jab. I think both fighters look real good, Rich. Even though there's not as much action as we had in the first fight. From a pure boxing standpoint, you can tell how both are accomplished in what they do.
Oh, we're seeing a lot of skills here tonight. Barrera's ability to move, box. Morales, long jab, his ability to counter.
In the 10th round, only 2 to go after this. Pretty solid right hand that landed in there.
And a clash of heads, too.
Which is not to Morales' favor right now with that eye.
In the corner of Barrera, they're waving him in. They're telling him to come in after Morales, but he's not coming in. He's going back.
He's going back because he's getting knocked back. Nice flurry from Morales. Morales is getting busy now. Perhaps sensing something out of Barrera. Morales' eye looking woeful.
Yeah, headlock by Barrera.
Yeah, he does more of those. The corner for Barrera, all 3 gentlemen are waving, come in, and there's Morales going in. They want him to come in. I think there's a little bit of worry over there, Rich.
Well, I think they don't like that Marco Antonio Barrera's gone back to a movement and trying to box in this round, and Morales is taking the round from him.
Exactly. Nice right hand. Stepping in now. Look at the confidence of Morales. His corner does not want him to have his hands down there. Into round 10. Boy, they've got to go to work. Time is of the essence on that eye, but that corner is brilliant. Let's hear what's going on here.
We've got to win the last 2 rounds, Marco. We're losing the 5, Marco. Keep going straight, throw your jabs, straight jabs.
Well, there you have it. Let's take a look at some of the action.
I thought Morales won that round, and you see some of the action in which he came forward. Morales, his face already bearing the scars of battle in this fight, used a great jab in that round, and I thought he controlled the round.
Fighting practically with one eye. Barrera has not been able to take advantage of that. Out comes Barrera. His corner has told him it's go time. We're in the 11th round, scheduled for 12, the rematch. Between Eric Morales and Marco Antonio Barrera. Barrera trying to get in there, trying to come forward. His corner worried that he's losing the fight.
I think Barrera will go back to being the aggressive fighter in this round. He got a talking to in that corner. They wanted to give Marco Antonio a little sense of desperation.
Nice jab. Morales has had a nice jab all night, hasn't he? On the top of the head, close to being a foul, then he comes in and then gets hit on the chin from Morales with that jab.
That eye is nearly closed, Alan.
Yeah, it's
that
bad.
Eye of Morales is looking very bad.
It's very bad, and there's that left hand that Barrera needs to take advantage because we got a one-eyed fighter out there right now. Vision only in one eye for Morales.
Right, so Barrera will try to move to that side. He'll move to his left, which he's been comfortable in doing anyway, and throw hooks from that side.
Eric's been doing a good job of keeping him off with the jab, even though he's had the lateral movement. Little 1-2 inside there. Look at Barrera. He's finally trying to let his hands go a little bit. Right over the top. Eric Morales doing what he does best, Rick. He's moving, good movement, good boxing, landing the punches, trying to get combinations in. Barrera's got to get inside and land some punches.
Problem
left, round 11.
Problem is, of course, in each round, a guy does look at his best for 30 seconds, and then the other guy looks
That's the problem.
doing what he does.
Ebb and flow in this thing. The Barrera corner right over here to our left is motioning for him to come on in like a wave. The quickness of Morales evident. Another right hand. He set it up, that little jab, and Barrera wants this. Morales shaking his head, his eyes swollen, almost shut. He's going to have to fight that last round with one eye if they get out of this one.
Tough job to be a judge tonight.
Absolutely. Barrera landed a nice punch. Under 15 seconds left. 10 seconds left. This is usually when Barrera is just letting it all hang out, and he's still cautious.
And Morales up on his toes and dancing in the last few seconds.
Necesitamos ganar el round o tirarlo al güey, ¿ok? Ya, Marco, tú eres muy
you got to go for it in this round. That's Ricardo Maldonado, his longtime manager, talking to him from the outside. Miguel Diaz trying to force that eye open, bring that swelling down, looking to push it down. And they're telling Morales, you've got to try to knock him out.
Nobody knows who's winning. Both sides are concerned they're not going to get a decision.
Action from the 11th round. Morales looking a little discouraged right there. I can't believe we've had both corners tell our guys, you've got to knock him out.
Yeah.
Or you at least you've got to get the last round.
Well, I guess it's on now then. 12th and final round from the get-go. Barrera's trying to knock out. Morales is trying to knock out Barrera. Both corners thinking that's the situation. How it's been judged, we don't have a clue.
Barrera with the
Morales is in trouble, and he steps out of it, shaking his head, which usually means he was in trouble.
He shook his head near the end of the 11th round. I thought just kind of a note of discouragement from Eric right there at the end of the 11th round.
And Rich Murata had noted in some of his later fights he's been having trouble in these later rounds. It's on, good right hand.
Again, the warning for pushing Morales down and hitting him. And he did hit him.
Yes, he did. Good right hand from Barrera.
Remember, Barrera scored the disputed knockdown in round 12 of their first fight, which many felt would clinch the fight for him, but it did not, obviously.
Here comes Barrera landing hard shots to the body and to the head. Stepping in and throwing. There's Eric Morales throwing combinations.
Did you expect anything less than the two of them still to be throwing in the last half of the last round of this fight?
Barrera still stalking. Morales keeping him at bay. Two great warriors in the ring tonight, that is for sure. Morales looking like he was hurt by a body shot. Now he's holding. Right eye, he can't use that eye, Rich.
Wow,
it looks
really
bad. It looks really bad. He courageously fighting back. Barrera trying to press the attack. We're under 1 minute left, final round. Who is the best featherweight in the world? This round just might determine it. They've been throwing from the get-go. Morales looking a little wobbly. Barrera taking a punch. Gennady stepping in. Final half minute. Barrera continues to push. Landing.
Pandemonium inside the MGM Grand. This final round's a doozy.
It's a good one. It's a classic. Final 10 seconds. It's gone the distance. Still punching, both fighters.
Anyone for a third fight?
There's going to be one, I'm sure. I'll be wondering, Rich, when these cards come out, if some of that early rounds that Barrera wasn't aggressive might have cost him.
Again,
you might get it anyway.
You know, you might have the wildly divergent judges' cards. There may be very few rounds, Alan, that the judges agree on, where you get all three judges calling it one way.
It's very typical. I would not be surprised by anything. I wouldn't be surprised by a draw. I wouldn't be surprised by
12th round action. Beautiful right by Morales. Barrera coming in. They began to wildly slug at times in this round the way that they did in the first fight. They both had their moments in that final round. There you see Barrera with a brilliant combination of 4 punches, all of which landed.
That is entertainment. That's...
Morales fighting back. You know, I think both of these guys had it on their mind that I don't care what the other guy throws at me, I am not going down.
Wouldn't it be ironic that if Morales won the first fight fighting Barrera's fight, and Barrera was able to win this fight fighting Morales' fight? It's possible.
Well, it was
I think Morales got to fight his kind of style tonight. I think we saw the best of Eric Morales, the one that we admired when he started achieving greatness in the sport, because he's got a great fluid style, and he's very good with the jabs and great footwork. Barrera's no slouch either.
No, it was a completely different fight from the first time around. I think both fighters right now have got to feel some trepidation about the decision. And there's Paulie Ayala, who is praying for a Morales victory.
Yes, sir.
So that he can make $1 million payday with Eric. Because he too is a Bob Arum fighter, and Bob Arum has said that Paulie Ayala would be next if Morales won.
You notice they weren't exactly hugging one another at the end of this fight.
Well,
there they are. Now they're coming over to talk. That's the most cordial I've ever seen. There's a lot of, you got to respect. Even though you might not like, you got to respect what these guys have gone through.
Yeah, they've given a lot to boxing. They've given a lot to the sport.
A lot to their country, too. A lot of pride in their country for these two guys.
We don't hear a lot of bad things about these guys out of the ring. They're just pure and simple fighters, great fighters, the two of them.
The kind of fights we like to see in this sport. I wonder if Barrera's a little bit worried with that look on his face.
Well, you know, of course, he thought he won the first fight convincingly and didn't get it. So, you know, I mean, even if he feels that he won this fight, he's not going to feel strong about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, the two best featherweights in the world came into the ring, but now only one will leave as the very best. We go to the Budweiser scorecards. Chuck Champa scores the contest 116 to 112. Mike Gliana and Dwayne Ford have it 115 to 113, all for the winner by unanimous decision, de Ciudad de Mexico, Marco Antonio Barrera.
There you have it, Rich. I just set it up for you. I thought that Morales fought more of his fight, more of his style tonight, and got beaten by Barrera. And in the first fight, they fought Barrera's tight fight, and a decision went to Morales. Morales is leaving the ring quickly. I don't think he's going to stick around for an interview.
I had the fight dead even after 10 rounds, gave the last 2 rounds to Marco Antonio Barrera. So that's where I felt that he won the fight in the last 2 rounds at 115 to 113. That's how I scored it. I had it 95 all after 10 rounds. And there's Barrera. Morales will not like that decision. You could see from the look on his face that he felt that he